Good morning, doctor. My name is CHENG, card matric 285818. The topic that I want to present is globalization and international relations. Globalization is a word used to describe the growing independence of the world's economy, culture, and population brought about by cross-border. Next, population is also help Malaysia in the growth and development of the country economy. International relations also is a branch of politics science concerned with relations between nations and primarily with foreign policy. Colonial, which is Pamiswara make the stage of Malacca as the starting point of Malaya conducting trade activity. For example, the progress and efficiency shown by Malacca has attracted the interest of Western countries to dominate trade. The second stage is colonial era, which is Malaysian economy began to change when the British government began to introduce rubber mining and cultivation activity. The third stage is era of independence, which is after the British colony achieved independence, a Commonwealth was established to unite this former British colony. For example, from era of independence, Malaysia has joined the Commonwealth. The last stage is now, which is Malaysia has two forms of international relations with other countries, such as bilateral relations and multilateral relations. Benefit developing countries to deal with other countries and allow them to build their economy and cultivate property. This is because globalization helps countries easily to access the new market. For example, globalization can improve economic growth, productivity, and the standard of living of society, especially in developing countries. For example, through globalization, developed countries allow to invest in developing countries. It also creating employment opportunity for the poor employment decrease. The second point is education and health system increase. Education and health are important roles for the development of the country, and there is a strong link between economic growth and the health and education. This is because globalization has been catalyst for jobs that requires higher skill. The demand drives the need for higher education. For example, education and health system are connected to each other, thereby increasing economic growth. Besides that, globalization and international relations have improved living standards of society, especially in the developing country. This is because globalization allows doctors and scientists to discover many diseases. The third point is gross domestic product or called GDP will increase. This is because the globalization that occurs will cause the GDP to increase and country economy also increase. For example, an increase for 1 point in the globalization index will lead to an increase in GDP growth by 7 percentage points, while GDP in developing countries will triple more than before. Unequal distribution of wealth. This is because globalization is more beneficial to developed countries and harms to developing countries. Globalization will lead a great gap between developed countries and developing countries. For example, globalization leads to a competition between local companies and external companies that come to invest in developing countries, such as Malaysia. Besides that, society in developing and backward countries still live in very poor conditions. The second point is different salary standard. This is because developed countries cannot set equal salary standard for skilled workers. The situation makes the workers in the developing country who have education, experience, and skill earn lower wages than skilled workers working in developed countries. The globalization also made the skilled worker to decide to immigrate to developed countries that can offer equal salary standard. This caused the developing country to lack skilled workers. The next point is influence local business. This is because globalization is easier for goods import from overseas to enter the national market, such as manufacturing and processing machine. This is because gold will be sold at very cheap price in developing countries such as Malaysia. This is a threat to a local business. For example, entrepreneurs who run local business do not have profit and they are forced to close their business because Local entrepreneurs cannot compete with the business from overseas that have a lot of capital. Malaysia had doing the globalization and international relation with China. The first point is diplomatic. Since 31 May 1974, Malaysia and China already have had official diplomatic ties. Malaysia and China have built strong commercial and trade ties driven by the tourist industry. As a result, many records and research exist on this subject. For example, same bilateral relations in the sphere of education have grown in importance in recent years to assess the success of the academic collaboration between Malaysia and China since 1974, with a view to improving the quality of education. The second point is trade. Malaysia was China's biggest Asian trade partner for 5 consecutive years. In October 2020, the party joined the 5-year Economic and Trade Cooperation Program from 2013 until 2017. Deal of the emergency of the China-Malaysia Qingzhou Industrial Zone and agreement of the foundation of the joint cooperation culture in the China-Malaysia Qingzhou Industry Park and Malaysia-China Guangdong Industry Park between the Ministries of the Commerce and International Trade and Industry. The first point is labor trade. This is because globalization allows workers to move more freely. When a country involved in a globalization, this is difficult to them to return skilled and experienced workers because most of the people are attracted by higher paid elsewhere. The second point is less cultural diversity. This is because globalization can lead to the loss of cultural identity. Besides that, it also can break down in social interaction within the local context. For example, the effect of globalization on culture is that cultures are no longer very distinctive and lost their unique value. The first point is increased investment. This is because globalization makes it possible to increase the level of investment. Globalization makes countries can easily attract short-term and long-term investors. For example, multinational investments are improving developing country economy. Increase in export and import. A country export and import depend on international relations. In addition, international relations allow a country to be able to take loans from any other foreign country. For example, cultural trends are also addressed in international relations. In conclusion, globalization and international relations help a country to meet their needs. This is because globalization links with international relations at different levels, such as political, economic, and social.